Hi guys, welcome to YS Kong Driving. Do you have R1,000,000 to spare? You get a few ringgit back because for 998,000, this is what you get. This is the Ferrari Portofino. But of course, bear in mind that this is before customization and before the duties. So 998K means the base price of this vehicle. So you better have like a little bit more than that, yeah? But whatever else is said and done, this is the new updated Ferrari Portofino, which is actually named after a little village in Italy. Since this is an update, so let's look at what's different. Not so much different because the Ferrari comes beautiful to start with. Well, it's got a new under bumper with a bigger intake hole here. This is designed in a wind tunnel to give better aerodynamic effect. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's supposed to make the car more stable lah. And of course it gets new 20-inch wheels, staggered tires, looks very nice. And of course these are carbon ceramic 390 mm, huge. Okay, my rally car only had 355 mm and this is much bigger. And of course carbon ceramic, you really can stop on the dime. And staggered tires for front and back. And at the back you get a new rear diffuser. So these are the external features and the improvements over the previous Ferrari Portofino. Now this car is meant for usually the first time buyers of Ferrari. That means the newly rich, yeah, because it's priced just in the right bracket. There is another base one, but this is not the one. Okay, now in terms of size, it's actually quite big for a sports car. But in terms of actual size, let me just do some comparison. At 4.4 meters and something, it's about the length of a Corolla Altis. And the wheelbase is only 26700, which is 30 mm shorter than a Corolla. But of course, this is a two-seater, so there is plenty of space inside and the car looks big. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it looks like a coupe, right? But it's actually a convertible and everything is electric. All you need is 14 seconds for the transformation. Okay, the Portofino comes with one new feature, and that is race mode. Previously it had wet, then it had comfort and sports mode. Now it has a race mode for you to go onto the track. Now I was quite curious to know what is actually wet mode. So in wet mode, the car is more sensitive to difference in wheel speeds. So the traction control system and all that will be more reactive to changes in conditions. So of course in race mode is for you to go on the track. So I think they switch off most of the stuff there, but I'm not sure. Let's go and check it out. Okay, let's start the car. Okay, there's a button here and I suppose you got to step on the brakes. Listen to the sound, man. Oh, look at that. Woo. Really great sound, man. Okay, I'm going to open the roof. It takes 14 seconds. Okay, there's a sign there that says roof opening. I always love these mechanisms. They sound so good. Okay, engine off. Yeah, we're actually in the showroom, so we can't run the engine for so long. Great! For once, you get to see a Ferrari engine. Not very often you get to see, because most of them have the engine in the middle of the car and you can't see. So this is a very familiar design, Ferrari, 3.9 liters. But before we look at the engine, look at the body. This body is super rigid and is actually a space frame. and you can see here, this looks like aluminum, and this is steel, of course, but this part looks like aluminum and it's machined, and it looks really, really beautiful. Then here you have the front shockers, and the engine actually sits behind the front wheels. So in terms of weight distribution, this is one of the most well-balanced vehicles, and everything in the front is just lightweight. This is part of the intake system, and the turbos are on the side of them, I think. And this is V8 3.9 liter drive-by-wire throttle. You can't see very much of the engine, but it looks like a beautiful piece of machinery. But most important is, of course, the weight distribution. Yeah, everything is at the back. Lovely little car. Right, guys, we are not laterally inverted. This is the left-hand drive model for ordering purposes, and it goes around the world into the showrooms, and they are supposed to do the launch, but because of MCO there is no launch, and we're just doing a private viewing. So it's left-hand drive, and this is lovely, man. Well, I've driven left-hand drive cars, but I think it'll be quite difficult driving a left-hand drive car in Malaysia because you can't see around the trucks. But anyway, when you order one, you get right-hand drive, and I've just been told that this gearbox is rear-wheel drive, by the way. So this gearbox is an 8-speed DCT, and the clutch pack is more compact than the previous one. You'll be wondering why smaller is better, but because this is a sports car, every kilogram or half a kilogram of weight that is added to the car makes the engineers go, you know, they are very nail-biting about it, and they try to keep the weight down to a minimum. So Ferrari builds cars not so much for show. Of course, they look good too, but the performance part of it is so very important to them. So that's why even the 20 horsepower extra they have, they really brag about it. Okay, so here we have, there's no gear lever wall. Okay, you have auto, and auto makes you go. And then you have reverse, and then you have launch. All right. So launch, well, it says launch lah. You know that it will launch, and after that you use the pedal shifters. Now this side shift up, this side shift down, and these pedal shifters are really big, and they are mounted on the column, not on the steering wheel. So the steering wheel turns, but the pedal shifters remain in the same place. Well, that's good and that's bad. To me, I'm okay with these pedal shifters. Now, what's in the middle? You see only a rev counter. Speedometer is on the right. It goes all the way to 360, but nobody looks at the speedometer when you drive a sports car. You look at the rev counter, especially when you're on the track. The rev counter tells you how fast your engine is going. That's very important. Red line is at 7,800 RPM, and you get 620 horsepower from this twin turbo V8. All right, man, we won't get a chance to drive, but here there are some, these are the signal buttons. Oh, that's cute. And this steering is so much like a F1 steering, not exactly the same, but a lot of controls are here. And okay, that's a signal off. Of course, you got a Ferrari here, and here you have here wet, comfort, sport, race, and ESC off. Oh, that's the one, that's good. And also there's a suspension button for you to use on track to go harder or softer. And other than that, we don't really care so much about it. Yeah, there is a this is for the passenger to see what is your RPM. My gosh. So for the passenger will know what is your RPM. It also tells you what gear you are in, and also your speed, and also a G-force meter. This is just to impress the passenger. Not bad. I mean, if I had a Ferrari and I had a passenger, I would want my passenger to see how fast I'm going, right? Yeah, that's quite kind of neat. Okay, here there's the radio, media, navi, phone, comfort, that's for your aircon settings and your other settings. All right, climate and seats. Okay, in terms of seats, This is actually a 2+2, but for all practical intents and purposes, it's just a 2-seater lah. You can have 2 little kids at the back, but that's about it. Yeah, there's even a isofix point for children's seat. Now this is my, okay, let me just see. If I drive the car like this, and this is the steering, oh, electrical steering control, not bad. Okay, then yeah, somebody can sit at the back, not bad, not bad. Okay, the roof is very, very low. The car is very, very low. It's only about 1.3 meters high, and most important, aircon, good. All right, and JBL speakers, oh, dashboard material. Now these are things that are made to last. This is real stitching, and it looks like somebody's handbag, yeah. And this is really high quality. Well, that's what you pay $1 million for. And of course, the seats really nice. And you have a drink holder. All right, guys, I think that's about it for this car. We hope to get one to drive on the road someday, and if we do, well, you'll see this on Genting. All right, guys, that's it for my presentation of the Ferrari Portofino. Thanks very much for watching, and bye bye.